Okay, it's Tuesday night, as our usual sort of pre-match chat with Shannon as we're in the classroom for the first time this season. Looks very nice. Just want to sort of quickly ask, two excellent results against Plymouth and Chinner, and an away win at Cinderford. Not quite so good at Richmond. Any sort of thoughts on perhaps what went wrong at Richmond and the sort of steps you're going to take to sort of take things forward from here?
Yeah, I think I'll start with the first three wins really. I thought Cinderford was like a must-win game. Kind of use it as a cup final because if we didn't get the result there, we could have dropped into that kind of bottom three. So I thought the boys were outstanding, and then the Chinner was kind of we sold it as not a free hit, but we kind of talked about like a baseball kind of theme that we're going to swing for the bleachers.
Yeah.
If we went out. I'd watched loads of teams play against them, and they kind of looked like most teams when they got out there had already been beaten. So our mentality was to go with real intent and go at them. And look, boys were outstanding, came off. You could say Chinner had a bad day, we had a good day, or we made them have a bad day.
But he knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, basically got a few home runs, which was nice. And then Plymouth, I thought we played within ourselves, but a really professional performance.
Yeah.
Real clinical, did what we needed to do without having to kind of go through the gears, which was nice. The week off probably come at the wrong time. Got momentum, but went to Richmond after a week off. Trained really well during the week. Warm up was really good, and I think mentally we felt in a really good place. And we just didn't perform. It's the things that we've done so well. Like our line out dropped to 50-60%. Our error count doubled compared to previous weeks. Our kicking game didn't really function. And that momentum and dominance we'd had in those other games, we didn't really get. We talked at half time, like the boys were really angry and disappointed with their performance at half time, and but we were winning 13-12, but without really throwing a shot. We talked about that second half trying to get our speed of ball going, so getting more numbers to the breakdown quickly, trying to take the players off feet because they were trying to get 15 players on feet all the time, and we didn't really execute that. And then, and every time we had a positive, like a turnover, we would then back it up with a negative, and we gave a couple of field positions. Richmond took the lead, and even was it 19-13? We had a shot to win it. 5 metre line out, which has been going really well. We've scored like 2 against Chinner, 2 against Plymouth, drive line outs, and I thought that was going to be our chance. I thought we were going to get away with one, but again our detail wasn't great on that, lost that, and then we ended up 10 minutes from our own line, they kicked 3 points, game over. So it was a really annoying one. I think more so the players are really disappointed with the prep being very good, but the performance being substandard. And I think after we talked about expectations now we've set ourselves high expectations on where we can and what we can do on the field, and we just didn't execute that on Friday night, and I think the players are really disappointed and annoyed about that. So obviously we're hoping for to bounce back against a good team in Moseley. I think they're third or fourth. Third of the table. Had a really good game actually against them. Probably should have come away with more than we got at their place. But big physical team, bit like Plymouth. I think they probably have a little bit more to their game in attack, but very similar to Plymouth. Big set piece, big maul, big physical team. But probably a little bit more pace in the back line. So expecting a tough game, but obviously what we're hoping is we can use Richmond as a blip and a frustration, and then take that frustration out and work on improve the areas that we need to against Moseley. Then we've got a great chance of putting a performance and a win, and it'd be nice to get another win and kind of move back into that top half of the table. So that's what we'll be looking at.
Okay. So is there any sort of squad news you can share? Any sort of concussions? Or
squad news.
Like
I mean, I think we're fairly good at the moment. I think we're more or less a fully fit squad. Andy Boy probably be rested this week. He's just struggling with his ankle. He was he was touch and go Friday, but we needed him. Henry Paul makes
Henry's back.
He would make an appearance, should be for the Club 15 after nearly 2 seasons being here with his poor fellow with his injury. So looks like he could be back in. But other than that, I think we're pretty much fully fit. So it's going to be down to myself making a selection. Like we haven't changed much the last 4 games. And obviously 3 of them came very good. It's whether we make changes because of Friday's performance, or you kind of back the players to give them another opportunity. Obviously, if they don't perform them, then there's boys in the Club 15 and knocking on the door. So we'll see. But we're fairly fairly good shape. There's a few bumps and bruises and knocks, which you always get, but we're fairly fit squad. And when you come to the end of the season, you do get these kind of bumps and bruises and knocks. So we're into the final 5 games, aren't we? So you kind of expect it this time of year.
Okay, so just final question: any sort of targets for the next 5 games? There's 4 difficult ones, as I said, plus Taunton, who do seem to score points for fun.
Yeah, I mean, Taunton could be difficult because if they're fighting for relegation and still a chance to stay up, then they're going to be throwing everything into that game. So, look, National One, there's no easy games. Like, we've seen that.
Yes.
Lost to Sale, lost to Leicester at home, lost to Stortford at home. 3 teams that are in that bottom bit that, at the time were bottom of the table. So, it's definitely not going to take anything for granted. Or like, when we beat Chinner, when they were unbeaten in 10 games. So, I'd like to win the home games. Okay, I'd obviously love a good ding dong against Rosslyn Park as a local derby, and I felt we were very poor here, so we owe a performance against them. And then I always enjoy playing Rams. I mean, we always they're very good games. Like even the one here, look, for 65 minutes we've got a point lead, and then to be fair, their power game and their bench came on and beat us comfortably in the end. But again, they're always really good games. So looking forward to all of them. Look, if we got 3 out of 5, I think that'd be pretty good. I'd like 4 out of 5. But what we've done really well lately is just focusing. I know it's a really old cliche, but just focusing on the next game.
One game at a time.
Yeah, because we've had themes where we look at blocks of games, and not that we focus on the following week. We focus on that team at then, but we've had themes of that. But I think it's been better just to narrow it down, focus on one team at a time. Execute that to the best of our ability, the game plan, and then put it to bed, go on to the next team. So, so look, love as many wins as I can, but we'll see how we go.
Good stuff. Okay, thanks, Shannon.
Cool.
Thanks for your time.
Happy days. Brilliant.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay, sure.